You Should Play by Jimmy Ward.
Shadow of Mordor is an action role-playing game developed by Monolith Productions and published by Warner Bros. On September 30th, 2014. It is set in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth universe and was released to much critical acclaim. The game centres around a Gondorian ranger named Talion, who dies in a battle but then is mysteriously brought back to life by a wraith. One of the reasons this game stands out amongst others this year is the graphics. They are very, very good. The hair and the character design look superb, the textures are nice and the cutscenes look like they are taken from a movie. It also runs very, very well on mid to high-end machines. The game world is superbly designed with lots to do. It's big and there's lore hiding in every corner. In terms of the sound design, the voice acting is superb. Firstly, the facial animations are great, which really helps with immersing yourself in the cutscenes and the world. However, the actors do a superb job of bringing their characters to life.
Be a brave ranger of Gondor.
Or cobblesmith, or musician.
Yes, he will protect Gondor with the flute.
The music is mediocre, and I felt that I could give or take it, to be honest. But it is unintrusive and not too repetitive. However, it is the gameplay that is the mark of a great game that I think you should play. In Shadow of Mordor, there is plenty to do. There's an interesting and alive world. There are Uruk promotions. You can look at the strengths and weaknesses of every individual Uruk captain. This leads to some very interesting story moments, and you will find that you get an Uruk nemesis before the end of the game. It is also a lore-filled world with an almanac that you can read at your leisure, telling you about the plants in the world, the places you visit, and other such tidbits that aren't really necessary for the game, but do add a level of intrigue and immersion into the world. You can also collect runes for your weapons. The weapons consist of a sword, a bow, and a dagger that's used in stealth. These runes improve the abilities of the sword, and can be quite addictive to collect. There are also things such as hunting and survival quests to gain experience, and lots of other small missions and side quests to do, such as rescuing slaves from the Uruks. This game also feels very strongly influenced by early Assassin's Creed games. There are strongholds, there are towers, there are collectibles. The parkour feels right out of Assassin's Creed. However, this is not a negative thing. It really feels like it works in this Middle-earth world, and does not feel like a rip-off at all. In fact, the combat, which one could argue has just been ripped out of Batman, is far superior to anything I have ever played. The gore and the spectacle is improved from any other game that I've ever seen that employs this type of ferocious attack and counter gameplay. It can lead to some superb battles with large groups of orcs. However, you can also fight against stronger Uruk captains. The beginnings of these fights start with an almost comically bad intro speech by the Uruk captain, but soon turn into frantic, hectic fights where you have to think on your feet and things don't always go as planned. If an Uruk does manage to kill you, then he will be promoted and will gain in power as he gets better equipment and armour. This can create vengeful thoughts that I never thought that they would be able to create in a game. These enemies are not just generic, they all have their own personalities, and you really feel like you want to get your own back on them if they kill you. There are also a great variety of moves that you can either unlock or that come from the start of the game, such as executions. This leads to a greater variety of combat. You can also use your bow or stealth to help you in combat. This is all tied together by a surprisingly good story. The intro is quite moving and sets up the story nicely for the rest of the game. Add into this mix some memorable characters such as Ratbag and the previously mentioned great acting, and you have a very nice overall package. For all those reasons, I have made Shadow of Mordor the first game that you should play. Please like and subscribe to stay tuned for future games that you should play. Thanks for watching.